Today I am doing a tier list, which I never thought I'd ever have to do. But I watched Varsity Gaming's tier list and I immediately was like, okay, I have to get on this. For one, Varsity Gaming put Yana, literally Yana, in the C tier, which I was not okay with. I'm going to be linking this tier list in the description if you want to use it. But of course, this is every single operator. I will most likely make an updated tier list in the future. This is a solo queue standpoint. This is not a stack standpoint because some operators are better with a stack and not as good in solo queue. Like for instance, you can't really do much with a Monty unless you have someone there to cover you, or even a Clash to use as a mirror. So stuff like that, remember to keep into consideration. Without further ado, let's get started. It's every operator in alphabetical order. So starting off, we have Ace. Ace, already OP. His buff, sort of, uh, actually an indirect nerf to Mira, means that he can now actually destroy Miras, even if he's not fully touching it. He can still destroy them, and so it just makes him even better than he already is. Granted, he did lose his smokes, so he now can't always do everything, but he's still a good operator regardless. Next up, we have Alibi. Alibi is she's an okay operator. I think that she should have a buff where every single Prisma actually mimics her loadout, so that way you don't always have to run default Alibi with MX4 iron sights if you want to try and trick the enemy team. It's just a suggestion on my part. Okay, Amaru is extremely situational. There are only a couple maps that I would run Amaru, one of those being Cafe, assuming that they go upstairs first, otherwise she is rendered useless. I don't see a reason to pick Amaru, like, almost ever, unless you're trying to do a Russian implant, because if there's no window leading straight to the objective, Amaru is just rendered useless. Next up, Aruni. Aruni is she's an always good operator. She packs a lot of utility in the fact that she can literally be castle. She has essentially Jaeger ADSs built into her gates where she can stop the projectiles, any projectiles, including drones. So overall, that's always good on my part. The guns are a little iffy, but you can't expect her to be good at everything. Next up is Ash. Ash is always good, top of the always good tier. Ash is just an amazing operator, amazing guns, amazing gadget. She's just all around a perfect operator to bring if you don't know who to bring, or if you just have insane gun skill. Next up is Bandit. Bandit's going to be in the okay tier. Sure, he's essential, but Kate can essentially do what he's doing, other than only better. So Bandit is going to be high okay, if not low always good tier. It's just Bandit. Bandit's guns are good and all, but he cannot trick like he used to. Blackbeard, dog shit, easy dog shit. He's gotten nerfed to the ground. He packs no utility to the team. You bring him, you're sacrificing utility that you could have brought. Blitz above the dog shit tier, like high dog shit tier with Blackbeard, because do I really need to go into any further explanation? Next up we have Buck. Buck is always good. His guns are just perfect for vertical play. He's a great operator. Misses frags, but you can't expect him to carry everything. So yeah, Buck is a good operator, put in the always good tier. Next up, we have Capiteo. Capiteo's in the okay tier, right above Alibi. Capiteo, the thing is, not a lot of people, not a lot of people bring him, and I can see why. His guns, they're nothing special. They're essentially the exact same gun, just with different ammo, different ammo count and different sights. So overall, Capiteo is just an iffy operator depending on what you need. You should you shouldn't even have to bring a Capiteo. You should bring other operators instead. Castle. Castle he's okay as well. The thing is with Castle, he's used a ton in Pro League, but the thing is, I feel like he needs a buff. His guns suck, and his gadget, if there's any explosives, his gadget is just gone. Uh, oh, also the Gone 6 is now out, so it can counter Castle. And not like anyone would bring the Gone 6 anyway. Uh, but still, Castle kind of deserves a buff right about now. Okay, next up we have Cavera. Extremely situational. She's not an insanely good operator, and I have to point that out. Cavi, the thing is, her guns aren't the greatest, and if you're solo queuing in high tier lobbies against a really coordinated team, you're not going to be able to get off an interrogation, let alone down someone, because, yeah, low situational tier for Clash. Clash is not an insanely good operator. She sucks, and I can't say otherwise. I feel like Clash deserves a major buff. Um, wait, what am I saying? No, she doesn't. If you're solo queuing, don't play Clash. Clash needs either a nerf or a major rework, sort of like how Tachanka got his major rework, where he now has fire grenades. Like that's where I think Clash should be, and that's why I feel like she should have a buff or some sort of rework to make her better, but not as annoying. Doc, a lot of people mistake Doc as a bad operator. I'm gonna put him in always good. Doc is just a perfect operator to bring if you have nothing else to bring. Because one, he can essentially undo gunfights. So if he wins a gunfight and he loses a ton of health, just stim himself back up. The newest operator, named Thunderbird, is supposed to have a Kona station that can basically do the same thing. So most likely, if Doc doesn't get a buff, I'm going to have to put him in high OK tier. But for now, Doc is just going to stay in always good. DokeBee. The thing is with DokeBee, she's okay, but her utility is just terrible. Like her utility is good and all, but her guns suck. After she lost the C7, her her guns can't keep up. I feel like she shouldn't have lost her frags either. I thought that she was fine with frags. Same with Finka. Finka is now rendered useless without her frags. Like, just give Doke and Finka her their guns back, their frags back, and give them their secondaries back. I think that that'll just make them better. Next up, we have Echo. Echo, he's okay. The thing is, he got nerfed to the ground, and that's not a good thing. Uh, if you are really good at hiding his gadgets, he can be a better operator. But the thing is, like after his nerf, I feel like he's just not been able to keep up. Next up is Ella. Ella is always good, like right above Doc. She's just like her guns. While the recoil is extremely hard to control, if you know how to control it, you can just slay as Ella. She's just overall a good operator, someone you should always bring if you don't know who to play. Perfect trap operator. I think she's perfect where she is. Finka at this point, she's dog shit. She needs some form of buff to keep her up, because the fact that she lost her frags, which is her only redeeming quality at this point, means that you shouldn't bring her whenever. Just don't bring her. Next up, we have Flores. I think Flores is in the always good tier. Flores is just an amazing operator, solely because his RC Rotero drones are perfect for clearing out utility. Um, that means that Mute is just overpowered right now, in a very overpowered state. And so it's another thing you need to keep an eye on. But yeah, that's where I'm going to be putting Flores. Next up, we have Frost. Her gun does a lot of damage, really slow fire rate, but it packs a punch. Like she is insanely like she's gonna be right above Castle, right below Bandit in the OK tier. I haven't used her in a long time. I probably should get back to using her, but yeah, Frost is good. I like Frost. She can pack a good punch if you know how to use her. Fuse, dog shit, right above Finka. Both these guys need a major buff. Same with Glaz. Um, I feel like Ubisoft just said, remember, no Russian, and just fuck the Russians. Uh, so this is pretty anti-Soviet behavior, not gonna lie. They should all get buffs, major buffs, because even with frags, Glaz is just fucking terrible. Blitz needs a buff. Like, all these guys need some form of either buff or a rework. Blackbeard is the one operator who definitely needs one, but all these guys need reworks or something to make them at least moderately better. Goyo? Goyo is okay. I think Goyo, like in Pro League, Goyo is just fucking picked all the time. You need to be more coordinated when using a Goyo shield, but other than that, he can do good. Deployable shield is in the meta right now, so if there's a Jaeger on the team as well, these two are the dream team. They can make the Goyos last longer. Gridlock, she's like low, like just above Capiteo. The thing is, Gridlock is like she can get the job done, but at the same time, she's not the greatest. Her guns, her F90 has a 780 fire rate and does about 38 damage. That's extremely terrible. Uh, Gridlock is just overall a terrible operator. I feel like, as well as her hitbox, it just doesn't make her a good operator to bring. Always find a different operator to bring if you want to pick Gridlock. Go Nomad. It's essentially the same thing, only better. So yeah. Next up is Habana. Habana is always good. Like right here is where Habana is. Because the thing is, I feel like Habana should get 6 more pellets because Ace is essentially double what Habana is. You should only bring Habana for hatch destruction mainly because she's not good for getting open the wall. That's where Thermite and Ace come in. Habana's just the hatch queen. Yana is in a good spot right now. She is overpowered right now because one, she has frags. Two, she has the Gone 6 for even more destruction. Three, she packs a lot of intel. And four, she has 2 amazing assault rifles, meaning that she can, with really good scopes as well. So overall, Yana is just overpowered right now. IQ is in the always good section, like right here. Bon is perfect for scoping out utility. In a solo queue standpoint, she's probably lower, but yeah, in a solo queue standpoint, she's like right below Doc. But she'd be high in the always good tier if you were stacking. That's where I'd put her. Jackal, overpowered yet overrated. Jackal's sole purpose is to roam clear. That's his sole purpose. And if you that's the main reason you'd bring a Jackal in the first place because well, he's roam clearing. That's his utility. Honestly, I feel like Jackal shouldn't be banned as much as he is, but I still think he's a bit of an overpowered operator. Jaeger's in the always good tier, right above Ella. Jaeger is still pretty good even after his recent nerf. But I've been talking with a lot of people and they're saying that they can't control the recoil. I can control it fine. But still, he's extremely overrated. Kade, I think he's always good. High always good tier. Leave him there. He's as good as he can get. Callie. Fucking dog shit. I pick a Glass over a Callie solely because I can I can actually spray with his gun. Though I still think Glass should get an automatic secondary. Preferably the Bearing 9 would probably fit him more because it's another Asian gun. Um, though I think the Bearing 9 would probably fit Glass the best. Capcan is okay. He's not like insanely good. You pair a Capcan with a Goyo as well, free kill right there and then. But overall, Capcan is in the okay tier. He could use a bit of a buff. He's not that annoying compared to other operators. Um, Next up we have, of course, Lesion. Lesion is in the always. Lesion is always good. You should always rely on a Lesion. Lesion is pretty amazing. I don't think I need to say anything else. Lion's okay. Low okay. Like right above Echo okay. I don't like Lion's guns. The thing is, it's a 50-round drum and stuff like that, but he needs a bit of a buff somehow, some way. Like he was overpowered at launch, and now he's barely even played because he can't keep up with the meta. That's when you know he has a problem on your hand. You have a problem on your hands. Maestro, he's like high always good tier solely because he has the Alda, and the Alda fucking slaps. He also packs a lot of intel, and he has the bailiff. So overall, he can just make a bunch of. He has a bunch of utility. He can make rotates with these. Overall, just a really good operator. I might put him in the OP section, but yeah, Maverick overpowered as hell, man. Maverick, for one, he can get open the wall all by himself. So like with every other hard breacher, I think Maverick's the most overpowered operator because with every hard breacher, if there's an electric op on the board, you need some way to clear his utility, and sure you can find a way to just shoot it from below or above, but most times that just never works. So you'll always need a Thatcher or like a Twitch to be there to help you out. But Maverick, he can literally get the wall open. And I've heard a bunch of pros talk about how Maverick is the meta right now, and he's all you need to get the wall open. Melusi, she's always good. I don't think she's overpowered per se. I think she's just I think people just don't know how to handle her utility. I've seen her banned less, which I think is good, but Melusi is still an operator you shouldn't really have to ban. Because but anyways, Mira still OP after her buff, or after her nerf actually. Mira is still a terrible operator. I don't like how she is right now. I think that Mira should be I feel like Sledge, Zofia, or any other explosives should be able to counter Mira. Or even Callie. Callie's Lance should be able to pop that Mira right open. And I'm surprised that that hasn't come into effect yet. Or even Nook. She should be able to disguise herself so that way the Black Mirror can't see her. I think that would be a pretty cool just nerf and buff to everyone. Mozzie, eh? Okay. He's extremely situational. If I'm being entirely honest, Mozzie is an extremely situational operator. Where he's at right now, he's not insanely strong. He's the only attacker with an extended shield, which means that he's pretty good, but he's good if you have a stack. If you're solo queuing, he's not that great. That's all I really have to say about him. Mozzie, he's high OK tier, like right above Bandit. Mozzie is a perfectly good operator. use him when you will. Mozzie has great guns. Even after a super shorty nerf, I think that Mozzie is still an amazing operator. I say that as if it was a recent nerf. It's been about a year now, and it still hurts. It still hurts. Mute is pretty overpowered right now. He's sitting in a really, really good spot right now because he has just overall, he's overall just perfect for the meta right now. If you're not bringing a Mute, what are you doing? Especially if you're playing Border upstairs, you're gonna want to pack a Mute just because. Nook is in the dog shit tier. She's not as dog shit as the rest of these guys, but she's still pretty terrible. Like her buff would probably make her overpowered though. Like her buff where she won't trigger gadgets, she'll either be high always good tier or low overpowered tier. But regardless, she'd be up there. But overall, the FMG, not the best SMG in the world. I feel like her SMG should have a 2x scope, but that's just me. But yeah, her guns are just terrible. Nomad. She is high, always good tier. If you're not bringing a Nomad on Coastline, what are you doing? And if you're defense and you don't ban Nomad, what are you doing? Like, she's one of those operators where you kind of need to bring her because she's perfect for flank watching and as well as helping out the diffuser. Next up, Oryx. Oryx is an extremely situational pick. Personally, I feel like Vigil the Virgin is a better roamer. He's always good. You should, but Oryx I feel like still needs more of a buff. I still don't see him picked as much as Lesion, who also carries the T5, but without the 1.5 scope. I feel like overall Oryx just needs a buff somehow, some way. Just give him another buff. Pulse. He's extremely he's dog shit when solo queuing. I hate to admit it, but Pulse his guns suck. He doesn't get any good scopes to compensate for that. He doesn't have a lot of utility. The only map where I personally bring a Pulse is when defending Hookah on Coastline. That's the only time that I would bring a Pulse. Other than that, I don't touch him because he's just not good otherwise. I don't know where to place Recruit because this is a solo queue standpoint, and the only way that you can play Recruit in ranked is if you have no other operators to bring. So personally, I'd say that Recruit, it's not like he's situational or anything. I'm just gonna put him in the okay tier. Like personally, I feel like he's slightly better than Goyo. But it really depends because there's an attack recruit and a defense recruit. Attack recruit is always good. If you don't know what operator to main, just main recruit and never buy any other operators. But other than that, defense recruit is okay. Like right above here. Right above Capcan. This is where I'm gonna put him, middle of the pack. Just good in all situations. Rook, he's okay. Like, the thing is, I'm pretty sure a stim can heal for more than what would have been reducted by the armor plate. Even if you're a 3 armor, you pick up the plate and you take a lot of damage, the Doc stim will still heal for more than the Rook would prevent the damage from happening. But still, he's still a reliable operator. You should bring him if you don't know who else to play, or you just want to be a team player. He's a perfect solo queue operator because you don't need any team coordination to use him. So, yeah, he's probably high okay. Like right here. Sledge is always good. Right above Buck. I love Sledge so much. I used to main the shit out of him. I remember him being like one of the first elite skins I have ever bought. He's Thor. He has frags, perfect for vertical play or just entering sight. Uh, so yeah, he's essential on some sites. Like for instance, Villa. He can be really good for vertical play if they are hookah or if they're kitchen on Villa. Then there is Smoke. Smoke, he's always good. He's like right above Maestro. On certain sites, he's essential. Like for instance, Bunker on Oregon. Just bring him. Well, he has a DP shield, which again is a part of the meta. Just a great operator. Oh, I always recommend bringing him. Chanka. Chanka is like always good tier, like right below Goyo. Like his buff, it didn't do much. Like his LMG, personally, it sucks. I feel like it should have a better zoomed scope on it. Like it only has a one-time scope, which for an LMG that doesn't give a good amount of damage and is this one of the slowest firing guns in the game, it's he should have at least a two-time scope. 1.5 if they think he's going to be overpowered, but he should still get a buff. I don't know how they go about doing it, but give him a buff. Thatcher, overpowered. I've said this multiple times. I feel like Thatcher should just get the ability to disable attacker gadgets too, so that way he's not overpowered, um, but he can still do his job. I think that would be the perfect nerf to him. But yeah. Thermite, I like where he's at right now. Thermite is an essential operator, a perfect operator bring. His guns are amazing. There's nothing bad I'd say about Thermite. Next up is Twitch. Twitch is she's not OP. She's in the OK section, right above Mozzie. Twitch, the thing is, her guns, she needs a buff. I don't get why the devs think she's overpowered. She really isn't. But I feel like she should get some form of buff because the amount of nerfs she's received is extremely outrageous. She should get some form of buff. And I'm gonna say this many times. Next up, we have Valkyrie. Valkyrie, always good. Perfect operator to bring. Perfect for utility. If you're attacked, but if she's banned on coastline, great job. Defenders, you lose. Especially if you ban it, then you're fucking dumb. Perfect op to bring. Vigil, extremely good. High OK tier. I think that Vigil is in a good place right now, and he's also sort of a utility denier because you don't know where he is when you're droning him out. So yeah. Next up is Wamai. Wamai, she's kind of overpowered right now. He is the most banned operator in Pro League for a reason. He packs a lot of utility. He can actually throw his discs so that way they're out of reach. His guns are really good. He has the AUG and he has the MP5K. Both really solid options. If you don't know who to pick Wamai or Jaeger, because they're both utility deniers. Warden, dog shit. I don't think I have to say this. He's fucking dog shit. Deserves a buff. I feel like Jaeger and Warden should just swap weapons. That's the best way to rework him. Ying is okay. Her guns aren't the best, but her gadget is really inconsistent. Like the stuns don't work like they should, and that's what I hate. Like Ying should get a buff because she shouldn't have this terrible of utility because her gadget is so inconsistent. I don't even know how it works anymore. Next up, we have Zero. Zero is in the OK. Zero is a good operator. I think after his frag nerf, he's He's been rendered quote-unquote useless, but he packs a lot of intel, so just bring him. He's a good operator with a good gun, which is honestly better than the AK-12, which is what makes Ace overpowered. But yeah, bring a Zero if you don't know who to bring. Last operator, Zofia. And I honestly don't know where to put her. So I think put her right beside Ash. That's where she belongs. But that is the complete tier list. And just so that way it's actually centered on the screen, Kade, enjoy the OP section. Okay, that's my tier list. This is, of course, not going to... Now, of course, everyone will have a different opinion. I'm not saying that your opinion is bad. This is my opinion on where every operator is at right now. If you agree with me, please leave a comment down below or tell me where you think I got this tier list wrong. So thank you so much for watching this video. If you did enjoy, please leave a like, subscribe, and turn on notifications. And I'll see you guys in the next video.